Recording. So here we go. Further mathematics. We have gone through after the SAC DP 1.1 sequences. So you need to know what a sequence was. What was the sequence again? Numbers, patterns. So the pattern could be geometric or arithmetic. What does it mean when I say geometric or arithmetic? Does anyone know? There's some big words there. Arithmetic's with. Both of them are patterns. It's just whether the pattern was being multiplied. So if you double something, so double 2 gets you 4, double 4 gets you 8, double 8 gets you 16, there's a pattern there. But multiplication will be called geometric. Arithmetic is when you're adding. So if you add 2 plus 2 plus 2, so it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's a sequence, but that's arithmetic. That's when you're adding or subtracting, right? Then you moved into the next one, recurrence. What was recurrence about?
It's when there's stuff recurring from.
This is a disappointment, I know. Here we go. Recapping. So these are the things, I'm just recapping what you should know so that you can see how it all ties in. So, sequence. Listening. Shh. Thank you. Sequence you knew was a pattern. So it seems like that was the easiest and the only thing that most of you seem to have learnt. Sequence. From a sequence of patterns, you needed to learn how to write it as a formula of some sort. That's what we call a recurrence. So, this as an example of a recurrence. So you had a sequence, but you had to be able to write it as a formula. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There has to be a better way than writing the pattern. There had to be a formula for it. That was a recurrence. Then, in 8C and 8D, in our last session, I gave you an example, a contextual situation where you would use an arithmetic sequence using recurrence. What was that about? What was the last session about? What did I teach you? Money. Think about bank, money.
Simple interest.
Simple interest, thank you. Simple interest, why was that related? Was because you kept adding on, and the example I gave you was 50% of the amount you invested, and you keep adding on $50, $50, $50, 50% of 100, right? The consistent pattern here is a sequence. You go start over with 100, the next one's 150, next one's 200, next one's 250, right? There's a consistent pattern. It's arithmetic sequence because you're adding. What are you adding? $50. How do you write it as a recurrence? That's what you were doing in exercise 8C. If I go down, 8C wanted you to write it as a model, and this is what the model looks like. I just realized the pen now doesn't work. That's all right. Here we go. This is what the model teaches you. They tell you right here, this is your model. That's the model that you needed to be able to read for simple interest that was depreciation. That's what you needed to know. 8D, there had to be a shortcut in what you were doing. If you remember in exercise 8C, what you don't want to be doing is to type on your calculator 100 and then plus 50 and then press enter multiple times. It takes too long to do. So 8D introduced a formula for it.